Have you ever opened your banking app, stared at the number, and thought to yourself, how did it get this bad? How am I ever supposed to get out of this? I know that feeling because at 35 years old, I was broke, drowning in student loan debt, and too embarrassed to even go out with my friends. I felt anxious, defeated, and completely stuck in that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And because I was 35 and broke with zero net worth, I felt so financially behind. But those same feelings that once held me down became the fuel that helped me to build a multi-seven-figure net worth in just 6 to 7 years. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact shift that helped me rewire my mind, escape debt, and finally create a real financial freedom, and how you can start doing the same today. And if you want my help in creating a personal roadmap, I have a 30-minute free consultation. The link is in the description below. So let's get started. Step 1, stop treating your feelings like the enemy. One of the biggest lies we've been told about money is that if we just had more motivation or more discipline, we would be better with it. But here is what I didn't know back then. Your emotions around money are not something to fight against, but something for you to pay attention to. So when I had my student loan debt, I avoided looking at that balance like a plague. Every time I got notification about the due date, I would literally feel sick because those payments didn't even make a dent on that big payoff amount. I felt the fear because I was scared that the debt would never go away. Right now, there are a lot of people that feel like that. We avoid looking at the balance or even talking about it. Most people suppress those fearful feelings, and that literally leads them into accumulating more debt. So instead of trying to get rid of the feelings or suppressing them, I started writing them down. Every time I felt the fear or the shame or be scared about that payoff balance, I would just grab my journal and simply answer these 3 questions. What triggered the feeling? What story am I telling myself right now? And is this feeling telling me about the current reality, or is it left over from the past? Let me give you a clear example. One of those days when I felt overwhelmed about my student loan debt, I just grabbed a paper and began to just break it down. How much debt do I have? You look at the balance and know exactly how much it is. What would happen if I just started adding maybe $50 more to the monthly minimum payment? I use a debt tracker to kind of project those numbers, and seeing that debt payoff date reduced by a lot of years really made me have such a positive outlook on the overall thing, that it was possible for me to pay this thing off. Remember, before I did this, I just assumed that it was not possible to pay it off in 100 years because I was only putting down the minimum payment. So using the payoff tracker was able to project the years, and that showed my brain that it was possible. That small act of acknowledging my emotions and actually moving from assumptions to fact helped me to take more actions towards it. And believe it or not, 18 months after that day, that student loan debt was paid off. I have already made a video on how I did that, and I've attached it in the description below. I know that you probably have heard this 1,000 times. Just add more money, just add more money. And you have not actually taken the action. So I'm giving you a first practical step. Tonight or right now, you can pause the video and just go on your notepad. Set a 10-minute timer and write down every thought and feeling you have been having about money. So after you've written down your list, pick one thought and attach a small doable action to it. That's how you move from the feeling of being stuck to actually building momentum. All you need to do is show your brain that those negative thoughts are not true by actually seeing that it is possible. You don't even have to start taking the action right there, but the moment the brain sees the possibility, it just begins to relax and allow you to take action. Step 2, redefine what wealth means to you. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you felt the need to show off how you turn on your tap and water comes out of it? And how many times have you thought about posting on social media about how you're breathing so well to others? You see where I'm going with this? Because water, you turning on your tap and water running, or you breathing, is so abundant and so normal to you, you just simply enjoy it and not even think about telling others about it. But in places where clean water is scarce, it is something that people show off. That's how money works. Abundance of it makes it invisible, but scarcity makes it loud. when you don't have enough or you just had access to it. You feel the urge to show it off the second you get a little bit of it. But once you truly build abundance, you don't need to flash it anymore. You just live it quietly through your choices, through peace of mind, and through freedom. So when I was broke, wealth to me meant flashy cars and luxury vacation and all this flashy stuff. Here is what I've learned since. Wealth is not about impressing other people, it's about creating options for yourself. The option to spend the morning with your children without rushing off to work and eat breakfast with them without any rush. The option to pay for someone else's need without you worrying about money. The option to choose a safer neighborhood to live in. The option to retire your parents, option to hire someone else to clean your home for you every other week. It's about feeling safe and having more free time to do the things that you actually enjoy and the peace of not worrying about things that money can solve. Having money and building wealth is actually about options, not so much putting it in other people's faces. Redefining wealth helped me to stop chasing someone else's version of success and start working towards what really mattered to me. For example, to me, that meant paying my bills on time without panic, having emergency funds so I could sleep at night, watching my stock account grow, showing me that I can take care of any emergency if it came up, being able to say yes to dinner with friends without calculating if it would overdraw my account, going on the kind of vacations that I actually enjoy, and doing things with my family that I love to do, that they love to do too. So here's your second practical steps. Remove the word wealth and replace it with financial peace. What does financial peace mean to you? What is your definition of financial stability, financial security in your life? What does it look like? And be so specific, because if you're not, you're going to be busy chasing other people's dreams on social media. Is it paying off your debt? Is it owning a home? Is it feeling free to quit that job that you absolutely hate? Knowing what you're working towards give your brain a clear target, and that clarity is incredibly powerful. Step 3, take tiny repeatable actions. This was the biggest shift for me. I thought building wealth required this massive action, like hustling till you pass out and working 3 jobs, waking up at 3 a.m., working till 10 p.m. at night, or completely overhauling my life overnight. That belief scared me and that kept me stuck because I wasn't willing to sacrifice my health, my marriage, or raising my children well on the altar of money. Every time I tried to do anything, like if I go all into it, I would just burn out really, really fast and I would quit. I could start, but I couldn't be consistent past 3 weeks, to be very honest. So I had a lot of restarts. If you are having a lot of restarts over and over, doing different things, you might be pursuing things that are not very aligned with your purpose. So you are having to carry the weight without any divine support, and that wears you out really quickly. Anytime I burned out or too exhausted for a while, I just knew that I am completely out of alignment, like a gear. So I learned the power of micro habits to be able to balance things off and finish off projects. Instead of trying to save, let's say, $2,000 a month, I started saving 200 every month. Instead of trying to pay off this a massive debt at once, I would just start paying extra $50. I know you've heard it multiple times, but if you actually put in the action and start doing just a micro habit one at a time, you would see that before you know it, you're done. Instead of cutting out all the fun, you can start tracking where all your money goes, and make just one small change at a time. You don't have to ripple the water when you're making changes. You don't want to shock your brain, or else it's just going to freak out and fight you back really hard because you're threatening what it already knows. You're threatening its baseline and its programming. You want to sneak right under the radar and then make the micro changes one at a time. Those small wins, they build momentum, and that momentum is what changes everything and create this massive result that you see a lot of people have. So here is the third practical step for you. Pick one tiny action that you can take this week and put it on repeat. Here are some ideas. Just set up automatic transfer of, let's say, $50 into your savings. Cancel one subscription that you're not really using. You can track your spending for just one day. Track your spending for one day. Take a look at it before you go to sleep and then extend it to 1 week and then 2 weeks. You get the point. Don't go big into doing something. Just take one micro step at a time. These are not glamorous, but they really work because they are sustainable. Building wealth is not this one major thing you do. It's a habit that you create. Just like being broke is a habit that you started and actively work hard using routines to sustain it. Being financially free is also a habit that you can start and sustain. However, it must be slow and it is quite boring. Here is the truth no one tells you. You don't need more motivation because motivation is a spark. It comes and it goes. Your money doesn't need sparks. It needs systems. Systems that keep going even when you're tired, even when you're stressed, a really bad day at work, and you want to go out and do retail therapy. This system would protect you from yourself. That's what freed me. Not more willpower and not more hustle. Listen to your feelings. They are your guides, not your enemies. And define what wealth means to you, not what Instagram or social media tells you wealth should look like. And start small, but stay consistent. And don't forget to automate everything. And if you want my help building those systems step by step, I'm offering a free 30-minute consultation, and the link is in the description. Your money is only half the story. Making money is half the story. Growing it is the other half. So if you enjoyed this video and want more insight on how to build lasting wealth, you can check out my video on how I paid off my student loan debt in 18 months. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and see you in the next strategy session.